Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome to this video. This is John from Programming Knowledge, and in this video guys we're going to talk about the scope of a variable, and of course we're going to talk about the operators in C and how we can use them. So let's go ahead and talk about the scope of a variable. So basically a scope is a region of the program, and the scope of variable refers to the area of the program where the variables can be accessed after its declaration. So basically in the C program we have like three different scope or different location that we can declare our variables. So the first one is inside a function or a block. So we have the first one will be the local variable. There you go. We can declare a variable inside our function. The second one will be the global variable. Okay, and of course we can also declare a variable inside the function parameter. So function parameters. Okay, so that's all the area that we can like declare the variables and set the values to it. So but basically we do have like only the two that is most common, although we are most of the time setting the function parameters and declaring variables to it like almost every function. But yeah, the most common way of declaring a variable is the local and global variable. So again, when we say global or local variable, it is a variable that is declared inside a particular function or a block of function. So variables that are declared within the function block and can be used only within the function is called local variable. So this is how we can um, implement this in our C program. So for example, in here we're going to declare. By the way, guys, this is a um, comment, and the way to make comment in C program is by using the double slash. So this means this is a single line comment, and of course we do have the slash and then the asterisk and then asterisk and then forward slash. So this is multi-line comment, so we can like add comments in between these lines, and this double slash will be the single line comment. Okay, so I hope you get the idea of these comments, and basically guys, these comments will not be interpreted by our C program. Okay, so as I've said, we're going to discuss or we're going to declare a local variable here. Local variable definition and initialization. Initialization right there. I'm just going to remove this single line comment. Okay, so in the way to declare a variable in C is like int, or this is the type of information that we want to save. So int, and then so for example the variable name is x, and we can do it like this, y, and then z. So basically what we're doing here is declaring three variables of int type. Okay, so this is the variable definition, and of course we can initialize it by saying x equals to 10. Okay, x equals to 10, and y equals x plus 5, and then we can also say z equals y variable plus 1. Okay, so that's how we can declare a variable and initialize the value into the variable. So this is the definition: int x y z, and then of course the actual initialization, which is right here, x equals to 10, y equals x plus 5, and then z equals y plus 1. Okay, so of course you can always print this. So for example, printf, and then value of so for example, z equals percent d. Remember, percent d is just the placeholder for our integer value. So the value of z equals the c variable. Okay, and then save, and of course you can compile or build and run your C program. So let's try that. Okay, so we need to uh, add the semicolon at the end of the line to mark that it is ending in this particular line. So build and run, and there you go. The value of z equals 16 because we set the x equals to 10, and then the y equals to x plus 5, and of course z equals y plus 1, that will result to 16. Okay, so that's how you declare and initialize a local variable. Now let's go on with the global variable or global scope of a variable. So variables that are declared outside of a function can be accessed inside the function is called global variables. So for example, you want to declare a global variable, all you have to do is before the int main function, okay, right here we can declare the global variable, okay, and we can declare it like int age, and then we have like the semicolon at the end of the declaration. Okay, int age, and then semicolon. So global variable initialization. So after defining a local variable, the system or the compiler won't initialize the value or any value to our local variable. So we have to initialize it by ourselves, like this. So if we try to define the variables right here, it won't have any initialize or initial value. So we have to declare it like this: x equals to 10, y equals x plus 5, z equals y plus 1. But global variables get initialized automatically by the computer, or as by the compiler. And so for example, if we declare the variable type as int, then the initial default value will be 0. Okay, remember, you have to remember that. So the difference between global and local variable is um, whenever we declare the variable in our local scope, it won't get any initial value, so we have to initialize it by ourselves. But the global variable is initialized by default, depending on the type of value that we have saved in our variable. So for example, int, then it will default or initial default value will be 0. And if char, so for example char t, so the default value will be single quote and then backslash 0 and then backslash, I mean single quote. Of course, when we say float m, so the initial value of that is equal to 0. When we say double, the initial value of that is also 0. And when we say pointer, the initial value of this is equal to null. Okay, so you have to remember that whenever you declare a global variable, there is a default value for our variables. Okay, so as I've said, global variables can be accessed inside our main function or any function. So because this is a global variable, right? Okay, so I think that's all there is to it for this video, guys. And if you want to learn more about C programming language, so make sure to watch the next video. And that's it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.